Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing things a little bit different and we're sitting down and chatting once again. I know that sit down videos aren't necessarily all of y'all's favorite. I typically take a poll to Twitter to ask what kind of content you would like to see, etc, etc. Anything pertaining to this channel. I always throw a poll up on Twitter, so if you aren't following, make sure that you are. But without further ado, let's just hop into this video. So as you can tell by the title, I am speaking today about my personal experiences with my own weight loss journey and where my passion for health and fitness came from and all of that. So I would never say that I was obese as a teenager, but I was definitely overweight. I think at my heaviest I weighed about 195 pounds, and I mean I definitely did get picked on for it like anyone would. I don't think it was for any other reason than I really love food. I still do really love food. I'm definitely a stress eater, but I mean I loved junk food. I've learned now how to balance it most of the time. I still go overboard. I still stress eat from time to time, but it happens and that's life and we'll get to that. But anyway, so I first started getting serious about losing weight when I was 19 years old, and I was working just a retail job and I did some damage to my back while working in the back room doing shipment. And I just sort of thought to myself, like, this is ridiculous. I shouldn't be going through this much trouble as a 19-year-old girl, you know what I mean? And being 195 pounds on a 4'11 frame is not ideal. I should be sitting in the 100 to 115 pound range. And I mean, I understand that it's just a number at the end of the day and that it doesn't mean anything other than that, but just for health guidelines, it is best for me to be sitting in that range. So I started using the membership that my parents had already bought me for the gym. I didn't have much of an idea of what I was doing. I would go and I would do 20 to 40 minutes of cardio, and then I would just use the machines. I never even really had an upper body day and lower body day set up. I would just do all body workouts, and I would just pretty much go till I was pooped, and then I would go home. I did that for about 8 months and ended up cutting 20 to 30 pounds. And in the initial stages, weight does come off a bit quicker. I think one reason for that is the shock to your body, because like it went from me being the lazy turd that I was before to suddenly I was being active 4 to 5 times a week for an hour or so, and it's just like, wow, like okay. But on top of that, water weight does come off quick as well. And yeah, so I kept doing that, and then I believe it was June 2013 I decided that I was going to cut, was it 2013? Yeah, it was 2013. I decided to cut alcohol and gluten out of my life, my diet, my life, whatever. And I know those two things might sound kind of odd together, but I was going through a bit of a drinking and partying and going out and drinking a lot phase like any 19, 20-year-old does, and wasn't the best. It just didn't work and fit into the lifestyle I was trying to achieve. In my personal opinion, drinking and weight loss just don't really go together. Obviously everything in moderation, but I am definitely an all or nothing person, and I knew my limitations and I just knew just cut it out 100%. And the gluten-free thing happened around that time because it was really big. Everyone was starting to go gluten-free then. It was like the weight loss guide, and I did that for almost 2 years, and it helped me work off another, I want to say 30 pounds. I mean, obviously with eating healthy and working out and then being gluten-free, it all kind of worked together for me. And I did that for 2 years, and around that time I was working like 50 to 60 hour work weeks, and I exercised almost 6 times a week at that point. And the mistake I did make was I definitely wasn't eating enough. for what I was doing, and I started to lose weight quicker and quicker. And yeah, I ended up being, I think my lightest weight that I weighed in at was 108 pounds. So I went from being 195 pounds to being 107, 108 pounds in about a year and a half. So that's pretty dramatic. It's a really dramatic weight loss. And then 2015, at the beginning of the year, I injured my head, and I think it was like 15 doctor's appointments, like from different specialists and stuff like that, for almost, yeah, I guess it was like September when I finally ended up getting put on medication. And it had a bajillion side effects, and one of them being weight gain. Disclaimer, that is not to say that that is why I have put weight back on. Again, we'll get to that, but it was weight gain. I was getting incredibly anxious. The headaches didn't go away. I would lose my appetite, and then my appetite would be up, and then it would be down, and then I had terrible mood swings. So I ended up coming off of that and coincidentally going vegan around the same time, and personally noticed that the head pain just kind of went away. But yeah, so I've been vegan now for a year and a couple months, but now to get to the weight gain that I have recently gone through, in the last year I have put on 30 pounds roughly, I want to say, because I weighed in at 140 this weekend. And again, weight is nothing. It is just the number on the scale. It could mean like I keep saying bajillion, I know it's not a number, but it could mean anything. So I try not to take that too seriously, but I have put on weight, and I personally myself think that it's because I let the balance thing get a little bit out of hand. I found a new love for gluten, and I started eating it a lot. I love bread, I love donuts, I love pizza, and it's all back in my life again. And I think part of the reason the weight's come back is because at first my body was kind of shocked. I was like, oh my god, like I haven't had this in 2 years, what is going on? But also I've gotten a little bit on the lazier side, and I actually recently just injured my foot. So it was the same day I was about to start a new plan, and life happened. But we got a really funny video out of it, and I'll show you right here. Drive a sports car up the coast of California. Yeah. I am the most graceful person. But yeah, so I've gone through it all. I definitely have been underweight, I've been overweight, I've been, you know what? No, I'm gonna take that back. I have never been underweight. I've always been, when I was at my smallest, I was still at a weight that was good for my body and my frame. And it's kind of funny because I got made fun of for being overweight when I was 19, and then I got called anorexic, and I had a lot of not very nice words thrown at me when I was at a healthy weight. So the whole point I'm trying to say here is you are never going to make everybody happy with your body. And if I can give you any single piece of advice, it would be to learn to love yourself. And I mean, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm not necessarily there yet myself, but I think from first starting my journey at 19 years old to being 23 now, I have learned to accept myself. I have learned that your body is definitely not everything. Your body is not you. Your body is your vehicle, you know what I mean? Like, it gets you from point A to point B, but it's your soul that matters. You could be the most ripped, shredded person in the planet and still not be happy with yourself. So I think the biggest thing for all of us to work on is just to love and accept ourselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know, it's so cheesy, but it's the truth. Like, your body is gonna fluctuate. Progress is not linear, you know what I mean? Like, it's never gonna be a straight path to success, and that's with fitness, that is with your career, that is with everything in your life. It's never gonna be linear, and you gotta accept that, you know what I mean? Like, it's, your life is gonna be a roller coaster, so why would you expect your weight loss and fitness journey to be any different? And again, the best thing you can do is not put yourself down, because you are your hardest critic. I am saying that from personal experiences. I notice everything that I don't like about myself before anyone else does, and I know that I'm not alone in that. I feel like almost everyone is the same way. So the best thing you can do is just keep your head up. And personally, I've used social media through my entire journey, and it has helped me keep going. If posting those progress pictures is what gets you to the gym the next morning, girl, boy, post it. Don't let anyone put you down, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, I see too much of that. I see too much people just being terrible to one another, and it makes me really upset, because I just want to see everybody succeed. I want everyone to be happy, and it doesn't matter what size you are. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. So that went off on a bit of a rant, but I just wanted to give you my background story, because we've never really personally sat down and talked about it. So yeah. So please make sure, if you like this video, you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything about your own personal journey, because I love to hear it. It warms my heart and motivates me to see other people doing well. And I just, yeah, it's cool to know who else is watching. So thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, I will see you later. Sweet potato, green, lentil / split pea soup.